What kind of video is this, Val?
I have no idea.
I have no clue either.
This is my third day out here.
It's my third day out here. Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel here today. Of course, my name is Duckaja, and I'm joined here with my friend Val the Val. I wanted to make a newer kind of video for you guys here on the channel, just kind of doing a sit-down talk with everybody in our communities, just being a little bit more raw and real and talking about some of the things that kind of go on. It's growing content creators and young dudes that are trying to figure this all out. And
behind the scenes
live. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't want to say this is like a podcast, but this is definitely just us kind of spitballing and talking a bit about, everything that's kind of been going on in our careers lately and what we want to see happen. Welcome. I guess this is a podcast. Hi, what's up, dude? I always think of podcasts as something that had to be made by bigger creators that have already been established. Yeah. That's what I think of when I think of a podcast. It's just I'm just not at a point yet, at least, to make a podcast. But maybe people would actually like to hear some of our thoughts on the lower side of the spectrum, where we are actually trying to build up our careers, and what's it like for us to kind of make this thing work together, and especially being friends. Yeah, man, I have literally no clue where this is gonna go.
One of the main issues with what we do is numbers. Numbers are our greatest downfall.
Right, I agree.
Thinking about numbers instead of focusing on your content. Everyone does this. Everyone that's in YouTube, everyone that's in Twitch, we always come back to how many views am I getting, how many people are watching, how many likes.
It's so weird because it's we've entered this stage of everything, I feel as if, where we are starting to see incremental growth, and it's very, very obvious that you associate growth and financial success in this field with likability. I don't know. For me, it's weird because you and I have been doing this for a hot minute, and we are still kind of making moves through everything. I don't know if I should look into the camera or if I should look at you. I have no idea.
We should have a table or something.
Yeah, dude, we should definitely upgrade to our table. There's a PayPal link down below. But I think it's very interesting to kind of take an inside look at the life of someone like us that wake up every day with this chase. We're in the phase of chasing something.
We're looking for what's out there that's gonna help us make a name for ourselves,
Yeah, what one of my biggest, I don't know if I would say fears, but I think one of the things I think about the most in particular is, there's this whole concept around grinding and making it to the top. Mm-hmm. You ever been at a restaurant before and you're really hungry, and sometimes it feels like the anticipation of getting the meal and seeing the waiter walk up and about to give it to you, that's almost sometimes better than eating the meal.
Yeah.
Right. So I not really worry, but think about a lot, what is it going to be like when we reach these goals and we achieve these things that we want? Because right now we're watching our waiter theoretically. Yeah. We're metaphorically watching our waiter bring us this food, and we're almost at it, but we just have to take another lunge into something to kind of grow or do the next thing. And it ties a lot into your emotional state, obviously, but you're addicted to this this hunt, for something bigger. And I love it. I love the hunt for it. But it is a thing we have to think about. Do you think you love the hunt more, or do you have a plan for when you get there?
That's actually a really good question. I
feel
it's a little bit of both, you definitely want to get there.
You want the goals and ambitions to work out.
I'm sure it feels great when you finally get there, but I don't know. I feel the journey is a little bit more important. Why we are doing this, right?
Exactly. If we were just there overnight, automatically we would get bored of it, and we would just kind of move on. But because of the fact that it's consumed our lives for so long, it is one of those things that we just it's our identity now to make things and to stream and to
You feel weird when you miss it. If you miss a day of streaming, you feel you've you've lost something.
Right, I agree entirely. I think it's the chase is a big part of me, and that's the thing I hope I never lose, is the chase for these things, because I love the pursuit. But with that being said, it's had a lot of negative implications.
Oh my god, yeah, definitely.
Right, we get on here on YouTube, and we're just preaching to the choir to anybody that's done this before, and but we've got on here time and time again, and it's hi guys, welcome back. You put on this energetic face, but when things aren't performing well, how do you deal with it? How do you deal with that disappointment? That's almost the addicting part, just trying to figure out how you get past those hardships. And that has been that way for me, at least.
I feel taking a look at a lot of other YouTubers that are very successful, what made them so successful is their ability to bounce back.
Right.
They put something out, it doesn't work out, they have this down period in their life, and then they come back with something greater,
something better. I agree, and we're learning that in increments at this point, because we're not it's not every day we have these things that pop off hugely.
No, definitely not.
but it's like we see like little bits of growth, and then we go back to our normal like plateau, kind of like we stay where we are in our level. So it's like, how do I take that next step is the most addicting part of it all. How do I bounce back from, you know, having a good amount of success and then just kind of plateauing?
No one understands the analytics either.
Yeah.
So it's like this big puzzle for everyone.
It's like analytically speaking, like socially speaking, how do people enjoy my content? Because like I believe too, like with being a content creator, really your success is based upon how much people like you. You know, people will donate or people will watch your content and help out with ad revenue and those things because of the fact that they see you as a personality, they feel safe, they enjoy you, they feel like you're relatable. And so it's like, it's a big hit when you can't grow because you think it is you. It's no longer like, I feel as if you get a job, right? You get a job and you do not as successful in your career as another person.
Yeah.
That's just like maybe your performance was the issue.
But it's more like plain and simple and
Right.
laid out. But with what we do, there's so many different variables.
There's
you know?
so many things that could be wrong at the moment. It could just be, it could purely be an analytical thing. It could be like an algorithmic thing, you know, with the algorithm not like recommending us or doing all these things. I don't know. It's very interesting to think about and talk about. And I mean, like, to be completely frank about it, like, it brings you down when you can't get a grasp on it, you know? And like, I feel like I'm at a point with my stuff, at least, I don't know if you agree or not, but like, I almost can't explain how I feel. 'Cause, like, I feel like there will be a time that I have made a little bit more progress and I can look back and say, yeah, I felt this way because of that. But I don't know how to even put it into words or convey the emotion that you feel from this thing, this beast that we're trying to get involved with more and more. You know, we do this full time. We both left school at this point. You finished school. We do this for our income. You know,
Yeah.
we have side projects and whatever to supplement that. But learning how to grow it, it's not only like exciting, but it does have an element of, you know, a little bit of anxiousness with everything. And, you know, like, I think I've kind of come to terms with saying, like, that's okay, because this is, like, all a part of the process. But I don't know. What are some of your highs and lows with?
And I've definitely, like, I've hit lows before, multiple times.
Do you have, like, a
especially
particular time that you just, like, was hardest so far in the couple of years, or?
Sometimes, I mean, we both stream Fortnite, right? Sometimes, you know, when I'm streaming the game, it gets to me. Like, I'm not performing as well as I want to. And sometimes, you know, the chat sees
kinda,
that
like,
and they
feedback
comment
on
on it. And it's really hard to, like when you see someone in your chat, like, oh, you suck. Even if if they mean it in, like, a joking manner, I don't know,
hit
you
it.
have this thing in the back of your head, like, oh, why did I mess up that way? Or
Yeah.
why did I not
And
play
it
that
sticks
right?
with you.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
does. It does.
Most people have a bad day at work, and they get off work and they go home.
Yeah, and it's different when you have all eyes on you. You know, like, people are, like, some of them are judging you. You know, like, they're judging your gameplay, they're judging how you react to certain situations. So, like, I've had lows where, like, the game just gets to me, and I'm almost, like, just sad and depressed for, like, big portions of my streams, and it just, like, the viewers can sense that too. you
Right,
know?
they can. Like, they've
Yeah.
watched you long enough, they can pick up on that stuff. I've had it plenty of times, right?
When you live stream every day, like, it's hard to keep that same energy every single day.
Every time.
Honestly, I think what's important for me, at least, like, I need to start taking more, like, breaks.
Right.
And stuff, and, like, at least like one day, like, a mental reset, you know?
That's an important segue, like an important mention. That's like a good way to segue into this next thing, because how we approach breaks is a lot different than how you approach breaks with any other job. Because, like, unlike any other job, this is a 24/7 job.
We got social media, we got
Constantly.
YouTube, Twitch, like, all these different things that you have to stay focused on at all times.
You feel like you miss one thing, you feel like you won't recover from that, or like you missed a big opportunity for subs on this day, or like, you know, YouTube subscribers on this time when, you know, everybody's videos were popping off on a particular topic. So it's like it's constantly eating at your mind, and even when you are taking days off, it's not like you ever get a day off. How do you find balance, you know?
That's the biggest question, dude.
That's
I
a
think
question.
We're all
I
trying to
feel
find
like
that.
both of us just don't know that. I feel like most YouTubers just don't know that. That's the problem with the social media career path. It's just because, like, creating balance is like almost
It's
like
insane.
it's almost impossible. It feels like. I know it's possible.
Yeah. It sounds like it's easy too, because you think, oh, you know, we have such flexible schedules, right?
Yeah.
So we should be able to do, you know, what we need for our health, for our career. But I don't know. It's just, I can't explain it. It's just different. It's hard.
Right. I agree too. It's just different, and I sympathize with the people that kind of don't understand it, because they kind of go at you like, oh, you stream for a living, you edit you edit videos for a living, you do these things that theoretically would be dream jobs for anybody. And don't get me wrong, they're dream jobs. They're fantastic. They've provided so far in these last couple years for both of us, but it's like every job has the challenges, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think this job brings another element of challenge just because of the fact that a lot of your self-worth is based upon your success. And that's been my biggest struggle, is that like I find my self-worth based upon if I can pull views, if I can pull these things and make it work, if I'm a likable person, if I'm a sociable person. I don't know, man. I just really hope we look back on this kind of like video where we're struggling and we're talking about like just trying to figure things out. When we do have a little bit more set in stone, we can pinpoint like, yeah, like this is the step I took after that. I'm gonna be real, like, and I've talked about this already, it's just like I don't feel like any of my content I make, it's not that I dislike it, I just feel like the content is not where I want to be as a creative. It's just kind of like being molded by my environment because this gets views.
Yeah.
Right? And so I do that because I know this gets views.
And people will tell you, like, you just do what you love and everything will turn out fine. But that's really not.
It's not true.
It's not true. I mean, it's true. It's true in a
degree,
sense,
yeah.
but not, fully. And I think that's why we have, like, look at Fortnite, for example. Look how many people stream Fortnite. I guarantee you, most of the people that are streaming it aren't really enjoying it as much as they
once were, at least.
Yeah.
That's the hardest thing because, like, that's what your audience is.
Yeah.
That's, like, what you've grown on. And you don't like it anymore, so it's like you don't have the freedom. You technically do have the freedom to do whatever you want, but you kind of don't.
Yeah.
Because that's what you've locked yourself into. I want to include my audience in my life and let them know me more, but it's like, where do I draw that line?
Yeah, that's really good question, or like a good point. This is finding that, like,
where does the line come up? What do I not tell them about?
At first, it feels great because you're sharing it with those people, but then there's
great feedback back, and
there's
like,
people that will take that and twist it, and it just.
And then it gets to a point you're like, you know too much about me.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I just want to make, like, I want to document this time where I'm like going through the hardships of trying to figure out the direction, and I don't know the direction, but I want to have it to look back on, and I want to have it for people to look on and say, hey, like, he made it through the fire and flames of everything. I can too. Like, I want to be an inspiration to people that kind of have to come up. I don't think as much as we sit here and talk about it, there will never be like a fine place we get to that is like, yes, this is perfect.
Yeah,
and that's
it's
okay.
not possible. But that's part of what we do too. It's like we're entrepreneurs, we're pioneers, we're doing something different.
We got to build this like business from the inside out, and we have to kind of make this thing what we want. But like, and it's so hard again because I feel like I'm not at a place where I can kind of explain what's in my brain yet with it all, but I feel like there will be a day where I figured it out and something's clicked, and then I make the content that I love. I feel like this whole thing we do, if we start this as like a series, I'm gonna rabbit trail so hard because like I start talking about one thing and I'm like over here and over there. That's fine.
That makes things interesting,
I don't know. I feel like YouTube does bring upon a lot of depression and a lot of anxiety that I didn't have before. But I think in the same sense, it's also brought on a sense of confidence that I never knew I had.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Like a lot of stepping out of my comfort zone, a lot of doing things I never thought I would, but at the same time, it's like that balance of like anxiety and confidence. They're just kind of like living in the same atmosphere. And it's a weird existence. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to get out of Fortnite as soon as possible. I don't know. I'm excited to keep talking about things like this, and these kind of conversations are definitely important to have. I don't want to keep it too long, but yeah, definitely let us know if you guys want to get more of an inside of our brain when we're kind of going through this, because you guys can obviously tell, knowing us through our streams and our content already, that we want to come off as genuine as possible, and these are just the raw emotions we are feeling at the time. But okay, so thank you guys so much for joining the episode. Again, this is my friend Val. You can find all of his links in the description down below. If you guys like this kind of video, let me know in the comments down below. Tell me what you guys want us to talk about next. Make sure you drop a sub, like me if you haven't already. We do appreciate it, and we will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.